pool party start today at 5, 6 o'clock. If you already got the address, pull up, man. You got the address, pull up. If you need the address, DM me right now. The pool party start at 5, 6 o'clock.
Hey yo, thanks for tuning in to The Source, your source for celebrity news. Check this out. As you already know, Jacksonville rapper Julio Foolio, whose real name is Charles Jones, was celebrating his 26th birthday when he was ambushed and deleted in the parking lot of the Holiday Inn Tampa North at around 4:40 a.m. on Sunday. 3 others were injured when Julio's car got sprayed up by the ops, but they were all expected to survive. Now, after the ambush took place, Tampa residents were up in arms, so they immediately called a town meeting on Monday to address the ambush and to voice their concerns about the violence in the neighborhood after Julio Foolio's death. And during the meeting, Tampa police told the community that they're very close to identifying the suspects involved in the pow-powing. They also told everyone that all of the suspects are from Jacksonville. Alright, so it was initially reported that Julio Foolio was parked at the Holiday Inn, and mad people were like, yo, why does Ninja go to the Holiday Inn? But now it appears that he was parked in front of the Hilton Home 2 Suites, which is located right next door to the Holiday Inn and shares a parking lot. This revelation came after a YouTuber named Muses101 went to the location and actually looked at the trajectory of the bullets. Now, while Muses101 was out there, he also noticed that there were 2 cameras located directly above where the pow-powing took place.
Now this right here is where Julio Foolio was killed at. Now the news told us that he was shot and killed in front of Holiday Inn. And that's not true. So I'm gonna give y'all the front where the shots happened at and where he ended up at. Now this right here is the road. This the road. They came through this entrance right here. It's a hotel right on the side of the Holiday Inn. It's called Home 2. This where the shooting took place, not the Holiday Inn. I don't know if they was trying to get a room here or he had people also trying to get a room at the Holiday Inn. But he was at Home 2 when the shooting started. This why the window is shot out.
Officials here are also on high alert as they search for the gunman who opened fire on the singer and others inside a parking lot of a Tampa motel.
Right here. And they do have cameras. They have one facing this way and they have one facing the other way. So 9 times out of 10, the shooting was caught on tape. So once the shooting took place at Home 2, he drove around the curve. So like the worker at Home 2 said, he was ambushed. They rushed him. So 9 times out of 10, Julio Foolio, his car was facing the road. When the shooters hit, shot up the windshield, he drove around trying to get away. Trying to get away. And he turned right here on the side of Home 2 in between the Holiday Inn. This is the Holiday Inn. This is the stop sign where his car was.
Listen, for the cops to tell the people at the town meeting that they know for a fact that the hitters were from Jacksonville when the hit took place in Tampa tells me that they already got some evidence. And based on where those cameras are located in relation to where Julio Foolio's car was allegedly parked, I think that the cops may have at least the year, make, and model of the car that the hitters were driving. So, mark my words, it's just a matter of time before the cops start knocking on doors in Jacksonville and pulling people into those tiny little interrogation rooms.
On this case, they're developing some good leads. We're working closely with Jacksonville Sheriff's Office. We're working with our statewide prosecutor, our federal partners, the ATF and the FBI, and our local prosecutor, Susie Lopez. And I can guarantee you that we're going to be following up and making arrests in that case.
Are you guys looking at the social media aspect?
Absolutely. We're looking at the social media. We're working with our Jacksonville partners, getting intelligence on that. So definitely all top of our priority.
Do you believe that it's related to these two gang groups up in Jacksonville associated with the rappers?
So again, that's part of our investigation, but indications are that there is some type of relationship there.
And is there any of those gang members that present, any of that over here on our side of the state?
So the ones involved that night, we didn't have any ties in Tampa. So again, but that is part of our investigation.
The police is narrowing shit down, and it's only been about 24 to 48 hours, and the police is already on a suspect. Now, they not letting us know exactly who or what type of crowd could be involved, but they did narrow it down, saying that Tampa has no involvement in this whole case. Meaning that everybody that's involved in this case, I'm talking from murder suspects to the witnesses to everybody that was there, just involved, period. Everybody is from Jacksonville. So that tells y'all they already got a lot of information. People have already been talking, in the videos and the license plates, wherever they got has already been saying enough. They will be finding the murder suspect within the next day or two. And the reason I say that is because look what it took place at. And if you know Tampa like I know Tampa, bro, they got video cameras everywhere.
Yeah, I guarantee you, they got this whole thing on tape. But I want to know what you think. Based on where those cameras were, do you think that they have the whole thing on tape? Let me know in the comments. And while you're down there leaving a comment, be sure to like and subscribe to the channel. Anyway, prior to his death, Julio Foolio did speak out on all of the violence that was taking place in Jacksonville. And he said that there is one possible solution that could help to curb all of the unaliving that's been taking place in Duval County. Julio said that one of the things that could possibly curb all of the retaliation and back and forth and actually make a difference is if the OGs step in and pull the youngins up and talk to them and give them some guidance.
What's the worst you've ever seen gun violence, whether it's in your city, your hometown, or in the United States period, or has it been worse before? In your opinion?
It ain't never been like this, cause like these jits, they know too much. They know how to get access to a lot of shit. Like, so like, and then all these rappers, like, they paint these pictures, you feel me? These jits, they ain't got no guidance, so you feel me? They gonna run with anything and they gonna do anything to prove a point by respect, all type of crazy shit, man. Like, I don't know, bro, it's crazy.
Since you mentioned music, do you make your music differently, knowing that there's people that, you know, like you said, these young people that are listening to it that could get a hold of your music? Do you treat your music any different? Are you more responsible with your music, I should say?
I'm not gonna lie, nah. Cause I just write, when it come to my head, I just say that shit. So I can't even like, nah. You feel me? Yeah, nah.
But there is like some sort of disconnect, I guess, between the music that people hear, the lack of guidance,
yeah,
and the access you talked about.
Yeah.
Do you think this will ever get fixed? Do you see this being fixed, or is it just is it like one of those it is what it is situations and it's just gonna get worse from this point, possibly?
I don't think it's gonna ever get better. I don't think it'll never get better, cause like, it can't get better. Like, it's too much shit. Like, once you lose somebody to another group of people, you gonna feel played, you gonna wanna get your get back, and shit, that's how it start, you feel me? That's how it start. Every time, that's how it start. Yeah, man.
No solution.
I don't see no solution. Oh, no. That is my solution. If the older guys, like they call the OGs and shit, if they like actually stepped up to the plate and like, you feel me, actually taught jits like, it's not all about this killing shit. Get some money, go get it. If it was that, like back in motherfucking the 2000 motherfucking 6 and all that shit, yeah, it might be straight, but there ain't no structure right now. Ain't no structure. He's just running wild.
Listen, you just heard what he said. He said these young boys like him are out there in Jacksonville running wild because they don't have no structure. Listen, they need some structure, which means they need some real men to step in and help them to develop from being boys to becoming men. Now, according to Julio Fulio, his father got struck down in these streets when he was only 11 years old. Therefore, there was no real man in the household to teach him how to be a man.
I ain't really too much hanging around my big brother. He went to prison at a young age. And my daddy had passed away. He had got killed. So
your dad passed away, I think 11 or 12?
Yeah, I was like 11, 12 years old, 2011, yep. Yeah.
Man, that must have been rough at such a young age.
He got shot. My father got shot fighting somebody, you know what I'm saying? And the man who he fought couldn't take an ass with me, so he grabbed the gun. Yeah. Damn. My daddy just died. Like, what the fuck? This shit crazy. Then it finally hit me, and I just broke down, bro. That was my dog. That was my big dog, for real.
Look, I'm not trying to make any excuses for Julio Fulio, because by 26 years old, you should know right from wrong, even if your daddy's gone. But what I will say is this: young black boys need strong black male role models to help them develop into strong black men, because they need real men to train them up in the way that they should go and to give them the unadulterated truth, straight no chaser like Farrakhan.
Now, I want to talk to my gangbanger family. You make it very difficult for me. Go ahead, say that. Go ahead. In the 60s, we knew who the enemy was. But in 2006, you're the enemy. It's black people killing black people. Black people robbing black people. Black people raping black people. I'm talking to you. Go ahead. You gangbangers know the principle of retaliation. But you are retaliating on the cheapest of principles. You are not retaliating because of oppression, injustice. You are retaliating because you don't like the color that your brother is wearing. You don't like the gang that he's a part of. You don't like the area of the city that he comes from. And he may be encroaching upon your drug market. So you retaliate. We are not talking about that. And I cannot call for retaliation in matters of the slain when you have become the number one slayers of yourself and your own people. Go ahead. The 60s were different. Yes, sir. 50 years later, the context is different. God is retaliating in his own way. But this murder that is going on in our own community makes it difficult for me to make the right and necessary call for your justice. Listen. On any given Saturday night in cities across this nation, it's we killing each other. You make it easy for racist police to kill you because you are busy killing yourself. But if you stopped and became a community that respects the life of each other and will protect the life of each other and will protect your women and your girls. And if an enemy of that peace comes in among us, how can I do what is right by you while I watch what you are doing wrong by one another?
Like they used to say in all of those old school southern black Jacksonville churches right before the fish fry, let all that have ears hear what Farrakhan is saying. Now, after finding out that her son got deleted, Julio Fulio's mother jumped online and announced that she's going to be making a documentary about her son's life. Fulio's mom said, Charles Jones II, Fulio, the real life story documentary coming soon. The story that only I can tell because I know the truths from the fakes. I think I'm the only mother that keep it real, while most others know damn well what was going on with their own sons. This been going on since 2014, 2015. Some of these same women celebrating your death is some of the same women looked up to me sitting in my building as I was their teacher and they were my students at a big grown age taking notes. Not let's forget that. The same women that was buying your CDs for their kids, let's not forget that. These same women's sons did the same thing you did, tit for tat, on their drill music, in which I never condone. MF has asked, where's his mom? It starts from home. Them not knowing I stayed on you about this beef-ish, cussed you out, begged you to take stuff down, and when I was shot 8 times, I spared their lives even though mine was changed. 10 plus years ago, you started this music stuff in Jacksonville, Florida, and had all the teen parties turned. Caught megabuses to Atlanta at 16 for your career. I think your first interview there was with DJ Small Eyes, but I'll talk about all of this later in the documentary. I do want to thank all of those who believed in him at the age of 17 when he moved to ATL. The untold truth only I can tell coming soon. Okay, so my Jacksonville connects were correct when they told me that the ops pow-powed Julio Fulio's mother 8 times. Oh my goodness, that is crazy. Julio Fulio's older brother also made mention of the fact that the ops targeted Julio Fulio's moms when he dropped a post in 2018 which said, real ninjas don't play around ninjas' mama or kids, but I guess ninjas don't give a F though. Now, I find it very interesting that Julio Fulio's mom is sort of like, I was over here doing what I was supposed to do for my kids, but it was these other mothers who weren't raising their sons right, and that's why all of this happened. I don't think that you can put it all on the other mothers, because your son was out there wilding out just as much as their sons. And I think that if you really get real with yourself, you gotta take full responsibility for your own demon spawn the same way that they gotta take responsibility for theirs. Now I know, Julio Fulio's mom is grieving, but she might want to take a little advice from Michael Jackson and go take a look at the woman in the mirror, because you can't blame anybody else for your son going to somebody else's gravesite and disrespecting their grave. And you also can't blame other ninjas for all the triggers that your son pulled. And you also can't blame the other mothers for your son going into the recording studio and making a song that listed all of his dead ops. So, I find it a little disingenuous for you to be out here making it seem like all of these other women were raising Rosemary's babies when you too raised a little trigger-happy baby in your own home. Now, I'll be very interested to see this documentary, but based on this post, I have a feeling that this one might be a little one-sided. Now, after Julio Fulio caught his final L in these streets, New Orleans rapper Turk spoke on the situation, and he says that of course Julio Fulio and his ops are at fault for their own demise, but he also says that the fans are partially to blame for some of the violence taking place in hoods all over the country. Check this out.
And I don't know if it be the drugs, the influence of the lyrics of some of the music that be out there, you know what I'm saying? Or the fans. I made a statement the other day when I say it used to be a time where the artists had influence over the fans, and we got the fans to do things that the artist was doing. But now it's like the fans be in the comments egging on, making the artists do stuff that they want them to do.
Yeah.
And I think it's a little bit of all of it, you know what I'm saying? I think it's a mixture of suicidal, homicidal, and fanicidal, you know what I'm saying? Because the fans
Fanticide.
Yeah, man, it's a lot of fanticide going on, man. And, you know, a lot of people are doing things to please the fans for the clout. You feel me? And then when they get in them situations, it's hard to turn around. This is what I believe.
Yo, let me know if you think that Turk is right. Are the fans causing these artists to take it too far? Are they causing them to do things that they usually wouldn't do, including homicides, because these dudes are caught up in something called fanticide? Now, After he said that, I really had to think about it, and I was like, But then I was like, wait a minute. For all of the people out there talking about how whack Julio Foolio and all of these boys are, and how whack they are for disrespecting other people's graves, and how whack they are for deleting each other, these dudes seem to have like 5-6 million views per video on like YouTube, which means that a whole lot of people are out there putting money in these dudes' pockets, and they're also supporting what they're over there doing. And I know somebody out there is like, Source, I just listened to the music. Yeah, but by listening to the music, you might have been the one that bought the bullet. Yo, let me know if you think that Turk is right. Are these artists doing things that they usually wouldn't do? I mean, committing homicides just so they could get some clout because they're caught up in fantasy. Let me know in the comments. Now, last but not least, let me address something from yesterday's video. Yesterday, I said that I hoped that Julio Foolio had enough time to repent before he died. And then somebody came in the comment section and they were like, could you please stop speaking religious if you're not sure about what you're talking about? You can't be on demon time killing people and sinning and expect to repent right before you die and go to heaven. Repent now and try to live a holy lifestyle and earn favor and blessings from the Most High God, Jesus Christ, aka Yahshua. Well, my friend, let me ask you a question since I'm so wrong and you know everything. When Jesus was put up on the cross to be crucified and he was up there with the two criminals, the Bible says in Luke that one of the criminals who hung there hurled insults at him and was like, aren't you the Messiah? Save yourself and us. But the other criminal realized that he was God. And when he realized that he was God, he asked him, he was like, yo, remember me when you get into your kingdom. And Jesus answered him by saying, truly I tell you, today you will be with me in paradise. Now, right after that exchange, all three of them died. So my question is, how long do you have to believe in Jesus before you're saved? Because according to my Bible, there's no time frame. So the only thing that really matters is that you're truly repentant and you accept Jesus. So don't tell me that somebody can't turn from their wicked ways and accept Jesus right before they die. Because the Bible gives you an explicit example of a criminal turning from their wicked ways and accepting Jesus right before they died. Now, of course it's best to get to know the Most High and build a relationship with Him sooner rather than later. Like, you don't want to leave it to the last minute. But there's no hard and fast rule that says that you have to be saved 3 years, 2 months, and like 23 hours before you die. I'm telling you, don't get me started. Listen, let me know what you think about the cops saying that Tampa ain't had nothing to do with this. This is all Jacksonville. Do you think that they already have some suspects? Also, let me know what you think about Julio Foolio saying that the OGs need to step in order to stop some of this violence taking place in the JAX. And last but not least, let me know how you feel about Julio Foolio's mother putting a little blame on the other mothers and also shopping a documentary about Julio Foolio's life and death before her son has even been laid to rest. Let me know what you think about all of that in the comments, and while you're down there leaving a comment, be sure to like and subscribe to the channel and share this video with your friends. Hey yo, thanks for tuning in to The Source, your source for celebrity news. Peace.